Hey y'all, Data Guy here. And today I wanted to walk us through how you can use the new Slack notifier because I'm setting it up myself and I think it's a little bit tricky just on the Slack side of things. So just to give you high level what we're doing here. So with Airflow 2.6, now you have the ability to use operate or alerting classes, notifier classes. So one of them is the Slack notifier. And so with the Slack notifier, what you're supposed to be able to do is just add a Slack connection, choose a channel, and then you can post a message. Here I have some Ginger templating, so it's dynamic, but really any kind of message upon failure, success, or any SLA breach. And you can see where it's used there at the task level. You could also include it in default args, just apply it across the DAG. Now, how do we set it up? So turns out you can't just use Slack API key out of the box. You'll actually need to create a Slack app. So what you'll do is go over to your Slack web interface. So you can't do this within the app. You need to go to the web interface and go to create new app. After you create new app, so we'll just do from scratch, call it something super simple. I'll call it super simple, and then choose a workspace to develop it in and use our test workspace here. So once you've done that, now you might think, okay, incoming webhooks, this makes sense because we're posting a message from an external source. Turns out it's not what you want. You want to have bots enabled. And so we want to have permissions to allow our app to interact with the Slack API. So what we'll do here is install the workspace. So we first need to add a permission scope. So add a permission scope. And what we're going to want here is chat and write public. So chat and write is just a specific channel. Chat write public is to any channel within the workspace. So we just added those OAuth scopes. Now we can install it to a workspace. You can see it'll tell us what these actions that we're allowed to do is. And boom. Now we can copy this API token and we'll go over into connections here and create a Slack connection. So I've already created one. What you'll do here is just call it Slack con or whatever you want it to call. I just in the DAG use Slack connection, so have to call it Slack con, and then add your Slack API token. After that, you'll go back to here and you can run the DAG. So here, this is just a DAG that is just creating a Slack notifier. And then we can go over and look at the message it sends after we trigger this DAG. So we'll trigger it, let it run and complete. Boom, super successful. Now let's go over to Slack. And boom, now you can see the Slack notification posted in here. Ginger templating allows me to have it pass the date as well as the task date as well. So really simple feature, but really powerful. And just want to make a video on it to kind of clarify some of the little trickier bits that might trip you up. So hope you learned something and have a good one. Peace. Data Guy out.